How's it going? I'm here with something a little different. The reason why I haven't been doing the Cleveland Cavaliers MyLeague thing was because uh, I was talking about it with a friend of mine. He said that the simulation engine was much more forgiving in that, and you didn't really have to worry about player morale and chemistry as much in MyLeague. I don't know how true it is, but I feel like it kind of makes sense for the player morale, and that would make them better. Uh, because you don't have to do all the player meetings and stuff like that. And it really makes sense because, I mean, hell, we had an insane record for the team that we had. So I wanted to start up a MyGM because he said this was more realistic. So I'm gonna trust that. I'm just gonna go ahead with this. Fantasy draft off, injuries. Turn those off. I don't want to use those at all. Customized league, no. Custom roster, no. Normalized to played sim minutes, no, and no. All right, time to pick the team. And I thought about going with Cleveland again. I was like, you know what? No, I want a different look at this. So I'm like, you know what? I want to take my favorite team and the Detroit Pistons. They have a good young core. Um, some of their top guys are all haven't even hit their prime yet. Drummond is 21. Reggie Jackson's 25. So he might not grow too much, but he's a very solid point guard for that. Kentavious Caldwell Pope is only 22. Tobias Harris is only 22. Stanley Johnson's 19. This is his rookie season, so he's definitely a small forward of the future. And Spencer Dinwiddie, maybe a backup point guard if he gets good enough. Deron Hiller III, I don't know how good he can get. Reggie Bullock, I'm not a big fan of. So, yeah, they got a really good young core. So, yeah, I'm interested to see what I can do with this team. So, yeah, let's go to the owner profile and see what he likes. Lee Oliver is a philanthropist with an ongoing sense of commitment to the Detroit community, such as a beaming public perception of the team is his biggest demand. So he wants good team image, as you can see with the stars down there. He is not overly concerned with turning a profit. That's all right. And he loves a winner. The opportunity here is golden. I couldn't agree more. I have a fantastic young roster, a superstar potential center in Andre Drummond, and he has a little bit of patience because he's not super concerned about team success, so he's got a little bit of patience too. So choose the Detroit Pistons as the user-controlled team. So I just wanted this to be a little introduction of the roster and a little explanation of why I'm doing this. Like I said, the My League, it was a little too easy, apparently. So we're gonna do the My GM. And hello, Michael. Welcome to the Detroit Pistons family. Let's get right down to business. Here are my demands for this season. I strongly believe that the key to a winning organization is happy players. Don't do anything to upset the players, which means keep the average team morale above 60. I will accomplish that. Yep, I'm in full agreement. Keeping the players happy is a huge part of my job, and I will do all I can to make sure the morale of the entire team is sky high. You make me happy to hear that response. Maximum amount of losses I'll accept is 36. Okay, so he's basically expecting a 46 win team, which would make the playoffs. I'm gonna go ahead and say might accomplish. If you promise a player something, you better keep it. I fully agree with that one. If a promise is made to a player, I will keep it. Wish list. We need a big three, and I expect you to get us one. With this league right now, I'll be frank. I don't think it's possible for us to get three superstars. I also don't think we need to follow that blueprint to be title contenders. I wholeheartedly agree with that statement. The way the Pistons have won in years past is not by having superstars, but by having a team that can win together. Stanley Johnson should at least get 24 minutes per game. I might accomplish that. Set the budget each year. I can't change anything in the first year, and this is how the budget looks. Ready to get started? Yes, I am. Alright, so, I'm gonna load, the draft class. Which one did I use before? I think it was this one. There we go. Alright, so let's take a look at the mock draft. Should be the same as almost every year. Ben Simmons goes first overall. Yeah, Jaylen Brown, Brandon Ingram, Chris Dunn, and then Buddy Hield. Dragon Bender, I've seen some things in real life about him. So yeah, that's how everything is looking. Denzel Valentine, my boy from MSU. I really wish I could pick him up in the draft, but I don't think it will work out that way. Let's take a quick look at the roster, and I can explain my goals for this team and what we should probably do in the future. Actually, no, let's take a quick look at the. Actually, no, let's keep looking at the roster. Andre Drummond, 22 years old, 89 overall. Fantastic. He is the cornerstone of this franchise. I don't expect him to go anywhere. He's got a potential. I'm not moving him. He is untouchable. I hope I can sign him to an extension during the season. Reggie Jackson, not a huge fan of his contract. With that being said, I think he is our point guard of the future. Although, if we have the chance to get a better one, I'm fully in favor of it. Tobias Harris, a good young small forward. He's 23. He's got like B plus potential. B potential, that's all right. He's not going to be a superstar, but he can be a solid player for us. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, same thing. He's a shooting guard. He's really good at defense. Probably doesn't say that there, but he is good in real life, I promise. He shut down Steph Curry when the Pistons played him. And that's one of the bigger reasons why we beat the Warriors. Even though Steph Curry still had quite a few points, he could have had so many more. Jody Meeks, he is very expendable. He's 28. I expect him to be moved before the trade deadline. Marcus Morris, a solid player. Not exactly sure if he has a spot on this roster in the future. He's probably not going to grow too much more. He's 26. So he is expendable, but I don't expect him to be moved. Stanley Johnson, he will be a good player for us. He's got A- potential. He's 19 years old, and I expect him to have a big role this season. Aaron Baines, the former San Antonio Spur. He's 28. Again, I don't expect him to have a future with this roster, but he's a good backup center. Anthony Tolliver, again, probably doesn't have a future with this roster, but he's a backup for now. Steve Blake, I hope to God I can get him out of here. I fucking hate Steve Blake. Spencer Dinwiddie, he could become a backup point guard. It all depends on how he plays. Joel Anthony, he's just a reserve player. He probably won't have any time. Deron Hillard III, I don't think he can become anything. He's got B- potential, but I just don't see anything there. Reggie Bullock, C+ potential, yeah, not much to him. And Justin Harper, they just signed this guy, I believe. Yeah, just signed him to. I thought we signed him to a 10-day contract. I'm not exactly sure, or something like that. Again, he's a reserve player. Won't see too much from him. Let's go to the game plan. This is how everything looks so far. I haven't touched anything. I probably don't like how this looks, and I definitely don't. Because, yeah, Jody Meeks is there. Let's go ahead and change this up. CPU rebuild. Alright, so this is how everything is looking. I'd rather not have Tolliver starting. I'd rather see Marcus Morris and Tobias Harris in the starting lineup together. So I can have Stanley Johnson be like the sixth or seventh man. I fucking hate Steve Blake. I really wish he wasn't there. I might switch to a 9-man rotation just because of that. And we still, yeah. Actually, no, this is how it looks. So, yep. This is how the rotation looks. I will make some changes before we start simulating games, but I just wanted to give a little introduction to that. And, yeah. I do not expect to relocate anywhere. So don't expect me to move them to Seattle or anything like that. Business, I can change some of the prices for things, but I'd rather not do that right now. And yeah, that's how everything looks. So that's just the little introduction. I just wanted to introduce this to you. Next Monday, I will be starting up the season, and we can get into that then. But until then, I'll see ya.